Welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Powercast. We just got done watching the Kirby AirRiders Direct 2. And we got to talk about it. I've got chat here with me. We just got done. I think everybody is kind of shocked at just the amount of content. The amount of content in this game is a lot. And Paradigm TV says, and our minds are a bit blown. Yeah, no question. So much here. And Sakurai said it at the end. He's like, there's no DLC. There's not, like, this is it. Probably not a series we're going to continue on with. There is a demo coming out, which is like a demo / beta, which is a very good thing. Because I think once people play this game, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a must own for Switch 2 owners. Like, I was already like excited and on board just with what the little bit I had played. I was kind of wondering, I'm like, is this enough to like justify the price? And then now all of a sudden I'm like, yo, there's more. There's so much here. So Nintendo just tweeted out, I just want to see. I think it's the information we just got at the end here. So it says, want to try Kirby AirRiders for yourself. Switch Online members or anyone trying out the service with a free trial can play online for free in the global test ride, which is going to be November 8th, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific, and on the 9th, 7 to 1. And then again on the 15th, 12 to 6, 4 to 10, and on the 16th, 7 to 1. So the first comment, by the way, says, add a battle pass. Yo, this game has a battle pass. Like, it has so much to unlock, which is what I wanted to see for Mario Kart forever, is like, just gamify the game. Dangle that carrot. This game is dangling so many carrots. It started off with Top Ride, which if you are an old school, retro gamer, you've played games like Super Sprint in the arcade, Off-Road, RC Pro-Am, which is on Nintendo Switch Online, was an NES game. That's what this Top Ride. This is like, I said it during the presentation. This is like getting the Game Boy version of Kirby AirRiders or the DS version, while the full version is on console. We're kind of getting that. That's what this seems like. It's like, oh, you want to play like a just a bite-sized version of AirRiders? Here you go. Has full online, has 4-player co-op or versus, and 8 players online. There's a ton here, and a player one says, seems a bit overwhelming for me. Maybe too much content for me, at least. So that's funny to hear you say that, honestly. And I think what they've done here is created such a full package that, like, we could be playing this game for a very long time. Like, I don't think you need to jump into this and just try to unlock everything and beat everything all in one go. I think unlocking your characters, unlocking your riders, there's an awfully large carrot that they've dangled, being able to customize every character, customize every rider. But it is going to be something that, like, just play the long game with it. Play the long game with it. I think it's going to be a great family game. I think it's going to be a great stream game with up to 16 players. Like, there's so much here. Victor's here. What's going on? Says, what we got is good. Agreed. I agree. Player one says Metroid is a few weeks after this comes up. Right. Yep. Yeah, Metroid's just a few weeks after this launches. So Paradigm TV says, I think once we have it in our hands, it won't be as confusing. That, yeah, for sure. When you play this game, it looks like a whole lot is going on. It looks like it's pretty hectic, and there's moments of that, but don't get me wrong. But, like, it feels really easy to pick up, and it just feels like a racing fighting game. is really what it feels like. It's a racing / fighting game. And we're still looking at the top down or top ride. This is such a nostalgia pull for me. I don't have any nostalgia whatsoever towards AirRiders, but this looks like games I used to play in the arcade. This looks like games I used to play on my Super Nintendo or my NES. I'm really excited for this mode. Like really excited for this mode. JavaScript says, I actually was hoping Mario Kart World was going to be like this. Yeah, they get in later in on this presentation. They start talking about like your license and how you can customize it, and there's so much to unlock and customize. Like each mode has like all of these different challenges to do, and what's great is you can jump into the challenge just by clicking on it and then try to complete it. Or some will just happen while you're playing. Like it's just such beautiful design. Like beautiful design. Just like layer after layer of uh, like gamification. Like that's literally what it is. It's just gamifying the game. Like not only is the racing great and the fighting aspect great, but now it's like, oh, I'm trying to get this skin or these decorations for my license, or you name it. There's so much here. So much here. Cryptic says, how much of the content will actually be played by players? Hopefully there's a way to randomize the modes so online lobbies are for the modes aren't empty. So at the beginning, they showed it's very much like ARMS, where everybody can jump into a lobby and then say, "Hey, I'm going to start up a top ride, or I'm going to start up a city trial," and whoever wants to jump into those races can. So, like, imagine, we get 16 people into the in Discord, and everybody's chatting, everybody's playing, "Hey, I'm gonna start this up, I'm gonna start this up." Like it's gonna give lots of opportunity to play all these different modes. And then the team games also look incredibly fun. Being able to go 8v8, like that's another level right there that's going to uh make me want to jump in. Like I love anything competitive when it comes to Nintendo games. So that got me really excited too. So let's see. Java says, honestly, I was sad there was no Smash announcement when the Switch 2 Direct happened, but now I'm so happy we got Kirby AirRiders. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, it's looking really good. I like I said, I was already excited for this one. I already thought it after, but again, I had played it and I felt like it didn't show super well the first time. And so uh now seeing it the second time and having gone hands on, I'm like, this is this is a must buy day one for Switch 2 owners. Like no question. And I think because of the simplicity of it, I think it's going to be great for all ages. And uh I'm so stoked. I love the fact that they made sure to mention that you could use the GameCube controller with this game. They Everything's customizable. So many options. Even when it comes to multiplayer, he he made it clear. If you want to play vertically, go for it. If you want to play horizontally when you're doing two player, go for it. That's great. Sometimes I would get annoyed when I would play like Mario Kart 8, uh, like two player, and it was split vertically. I didn't really care for that. I felt like it was cutting off a lot of the screen. So just v- so many different options. This road trip that they're showing on screen right now, like great way just to play the game single player and get familiar with stuff. I feel like he just hasn't. They just did not skip a beat with this thing. It was like what I find really interesting too. They made it sound like Top Ride was not happening. Like they were like, "Oh, they'll forgive us," and then they saw all the comments, so they decided to implement it and put it in. Like it wasn't there just a couple months ago, and now it's here. That's the impression that it gave, which I think is amazing. So, JavaScript says the countdown is here, less than a month. Yes, exactly that. Less than a month. The How do you guys feel about $250 worth of amiibo? That's 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 a pretty penny. $250 to get all 5 amiibo. That's wild. That is wild, but they are cool looking. They are really cool looking. Did he mention game share? I don't know if I feel like I don't recall seeing anything about game share on this one. I feel like I would be surprised if they didn't have that, but I don't think it was mentioned. So, I don't think it was mentioned. They obviously went into so many new characters. Uh, Cryptic said that's the DLC right there. Yeah, the DLC is the amiibo. No question. That's yeah. Wow. I'm like you guys know I am an amiibo collector. I have the entire box set of amiibo. But man, I'm so ready for them to stop making them. And then he does this to me. Like, do I pay a mortgage or do I get amiibo? You know? Like what are we doing here? What are we doing? But they look incredible. They look like little statues, honestly. And I mean, they always have, but they have the larger size is really cool to see. And not to mention the game functionality too, being able to train them up just like you could in Smash, I think is great. So, we're looking at the license decoration right now. We need this in Mario Kart. Like, we need this. There's also they got global wind power plus your rank. Like, there's just so much thought into everything. Into everything. I said it during the presentation. It would be amazing if he would go and do a little bit of consulting with the Mario Kart devs and just be like, "Hey, you guys should add this, and this, and watch your player base just eat it up." Because there's quite a few things that Mario Kart could take from Air Riders here, and it wouldn't take away from Air Riders at all. Like it's just they've done such a great job here, just gamifying everything. I love how many customization options there are, and from not only like your license, which we look at Mario Kart, we have probably like 1,000 or more stickers, and we could use one. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. That why don't we have a license in Mario Kart? It's a racing game, and uh, and then being able to customize carts, and then also just goofy stuff, collecting gummies. He wants people to become gummy millionaires or whatever he said. Like it's just there's some goofiness as well, which I think is great. I don't know how many times we have said games need online lobbies like ARMS, and they did it right here. This is this is great. Everybody can run around, hang out, and then you can decide what you want to play, and that's super cool. JavaScript says agreed. There are even mini free roam in Air Riders. Mario Kart, take notes, please. Yes. Yeah, I believe this game is 69.99. I can check the eShop right now and get you the exact price. I think it is 69.99. I think that's kind of the standard price these days for the majority of Switch 2 titles. I know we have uh there may be some games that end up being more, maybe a few that are less, but I'm assuming it's is able to be pre-ordered. I wonder if it was going to show up right away under the coming soon. Doesn't look like it. It may be because it's a ways out. Oh, there we go. It got into the November releases. I love that they do that now. They show you which month. So yeah, Kirby Air Rider 69.99 is is the price. So but again, it feels like a full package. No NSO update. So that my thought on like so I thought initially that they would say uh that they would say like out now Kirby Air Rider on NSO, but they announced that every track from Air Rider is going to be, or from Kirby Air Ride is going to be in Air Riders. So it kind of makes sense that they're like, maybe. I mean, hopefully it's still there because, like I said on last night's show, I am all about having like the full library of games, especially first party games. So I don't really feel like it would have taken away from this because Kirby Air Rider seems like such an improvement over Air Ride that they could have launched it. And it's also October, right? So it's that time of the year where they tend to throw a little extra love into NSO just to keep people subscribed. So I find it a little bit strange that we didn't see this game get announced or like the out now, which I think would have been fun because it just kind of holds people over until this one launches. But and I'm more excited about this one than ever after this direct. So player one's taken off. Have a good one. Paradigm TV says this will have a physical version, right? Yep. He even said it during the direct. He's like, if you buy the physical, make sure you update day one so that you can get the content that they're basically adding right now, which I'm thinking is Top Ride. I'm wondering if Top Ride is not on that physical cart right now, and then will be after the update. So, and even looking at all the different like 18 total courses, plus the different mini games in City Trial, like there's a lot here. A lot here. I like how they're doing the music. He's kind of talking about some of the music right now, and from some of the older tracks, you can decide which versions of the songs you want, how often you want them playing, like all of the details that go into Smash, all those customizations all seem to be making their way to Kirby Air Riders. And that's, I mean, it just makes the game that much better. I want to touch on just the gameplay a little bit more. Like like I said, I've played it. It does not take very long to get used to this one, right? It's one button. You kind of figure out your cornering, and then at that point, you're just focused on the racing, and the racing is super fun. But then you get into like the city trial, and sometimes you're just like in an arena trying to take each other out. Also very fun. And I'm curious to try like the different control styles because it's like they have one option where is kind of like you just steer what would kind of be normal, and then there's another one that's kind of just a like a left and right kind of thing, and that just continues turning the wheel, if you will, which is very much like from what I'm gathering is going to play a lot like RC Pro Am did on the NES. So if you want to kind of see uh, how it may feel with with that like left and right option, go check out NES RC Pro Am, and kind of it's because I played it for since I was a little kid, it just made sense. It's just like, oh, this is just how you play it. But it may be a little tricky for some people jumping into it for the first time because you don't feel like you have complete control. It's interesting. So one of the things we just saw on screen right there was a pretty massive shortcut, and I'm curious about like the meta a bit because that was taken with Meta Knight on one of the machines that didn't have a wheel. It was more of like a flying machine. And so may not be as easy to take if you have the wheel. So JavaScript's taken off too. All right. Have a good one, my friend. And you are welcome. Says thanks for the podcast. Of course, it is my pleasure. My pleasure. So overall impressions, guys, I want to hear from you. Did the did this direct sell you? Do you feel like it is a day one purchase? Do you feel like it showed better than the last one? Let me know, chat. I wanna hear from you guys. I do feel like this this showed much better. It, if anything, it really feels like Sakurai has his finger on the pulse of the community and kind of understand, like, it almost feels like he built this game around what he knows gamers are asking for, right? And including like the vocal minority that's always like there's got to be more content, and you know, he packed this full. He packed it full of content. He said no DLC. This is the full game. We don't have a roadmap. This is it. And it seems like an awful lot of content, like an awful lot of content. I mean, to the fact that I'm even reading chat that they're, people are saying like this might be too much. It might be too much, and it's like we're looking at Kirby AirRiders as if it's like a 100-hour JRPG at this point because there's so much to do here. But I would say don't let it overwhelm you, and just know that the gameplay loop is very fun. It's very simple. It's very like one of the things I said while we were watching this is this like Sakurai must have a huge love for the arcade because this feels like an arcade game and feels and looks like the gameplay loop is very much an arcade game. Like get in, get some games in, and then get back to what you're doing. You have a coffee break, you work from home, that kind of stuff. Like uh this is this is the game you can pick up, play for 15 minutes, and then get back to work if you need to. There's there's just a ton to do here. A ton to do here. So Paradigm TV says Mario Kart World should have been packed as this for $80. I mean, and depending on how you play Mario Kart World, for sure. For sure. For someone like me, I feel like I'm definitely getting my money's worth out of it, but you know, it, I would love to see all this extra stuff too though. Like I really would. I've been saying that from the get-go. Like they need to gamify Mario Kart just a bit more. Dangle that carrot. Give me a reason to do five five knockout tours a day. What does it unlock? What does it count towards? Like we could see all the different little unlockables in this game. That's what games need. That's what modern games need. And he's nailing it here. This honestly makes me even more excited for what he's going to do with the next Smash, because I have a feeling a lot of the principles and stuff that that he holds that went into the design of this game will hold true in the next Smash. Even if they don't end up doing a brand new Smash and it's like, an ultimate deluxe kind of thing. I have a feeling he's gonna pour some blood, sweat, and tears into that, stuffing it with more, like a lot more content. And in Sakurai, I trust. I will say that much. He he understands the community, what the community wants, and he delivers. He's definitely delivering here. Like for a game that I honestly was like, yeah, I never played the first one. I don't have much nostalgia for it. Like, cool. I'm now like, I can't wait for this game to come out. Like, I cannot wait for this game to come out and play it with you guys. I am fully 100% on board. I love the fact that they did two directs. You know, I am definitely ready for some Metroid Prime 4 love now. Like let's let's get a couple of directs for that game because we definitely want to see that series sell as well. But this is it's not only a like a great Nintendo game, it all of a sudden this gets me like stoked for this as the holiday game. Like this is a good holiday game. It is a fantastic holiday game. I think kids open this up for Christmas are gonna be stoked. Like, are gonna be stoked. So, and it's out before Thanksgiving. So again, gonna be a great addition for family time there. So, uh-oh. Nady Nay coming in with 3 thumbs down. He says, "Nope, not for me, not for me." I don't know if Nate's giving thumbs down because of the game or because he had to get up at 6 a.m. to watch the thing. So, but yeah, I'm like I said, it has completely changed my mind, and I shouldn't say changed my mind. I was going to get it regardless, but it has got me far more hyped, like far more hyped. My hype levels are way up there for this one now, and so pending the community gets on board and a lot of people get it, like streams with this are going to be a ton of fun. Community game nights going to be a ton of fun. Like it's going to be stellar, and I'm stoked. I'm stoked. Uh-oh, Nate said the game for sure. He's not sold. It didn't do it for him. That was the question I asked. Like, did the second direct did it sell you? Are you on board or not? And apparently not. I will say this: if you are an old school gamer like myself, this has serious arcade vibes, like serious arcade vibes. So keep that in mind. If you're still on the fence, you're not completely sold. Make sure to play the demos and the beta that's going to be happening the 8th and the 15th. Because again, once I went hands on, this it really changed my mind on this game, and so make sure to set your reminders so that you can check out how the game feels and how it plays. And I'm glad they're doing it. And I honestly hope they put a demo in the outside of just this playtest. Like get a demo out there so that anybody picking up the Switch after after the beta, getting it for Christmas, that kind of stuff. Uh, gives them a chance to play it. I, so I like what Nate's saying here. I'll definitely try it. Watching just looks like chaos. Yes, because of the speed and because of how many people can play, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I will tell you that when you finally play it, you're more focused on like it depends on the mode, right? But like the racing, I think they're just they're it's like playing two separate games. Okay, the racing, you are worried about your opponents and that kind of stuff, but you've kind of got to be methodical with the items that you're picking up and how you're using them. And the racing is just solid. It's solid, even though it's like an endless runner. It's very fun, and the chaos is not really there. When you get into like the city trial, the chaos is very much there, but it's also intentional. And when I was playing it, I felt like I was while collecting power-ups looking for people to mess with because the area is so big and so vast that you're not necessarily seeing everybody all the time. So you kind of got to decide like, okay, am I going to go for something right now that I can start messing with people, or am I going to focus on collecting the power ups I need to dominate the mini games? And so you kind of get that you get that choice. And so you're not the first person to mention that it looks like chaos. It's not as chaotic as it seems. It really isn't. It does show like it's very chaotic, but I don't think after playing it that it was too bad whatsoever. That it didn't basically I associate chaos with like I have no control over winning, and I would say skill very much played a part in this game. Uh some of the games, like some of the races, I did very well, and maybe somebody gets an item, or there's some kind of some like kind of like what happens in Mario Kart. Maybe you get hit near the end or whatever. But then in the city trial, in those mini games, like yeah, the arena where you're just trying to take each other out, like I was the first few times I played it, I feel like I picked it up really quick and dominated. The second game that I ended up losing just by a little bit, the person that ended up winning, they were basically a step ahead of me, just taking the people out before I could reach them. And so I needed to make an adjustment to be able to make sure I could, I could come out on top. It Those mini games feel very like Mario Party esque, like where you're in this chaos for like 2 minutes and then you're out. You know, so Nate says Splatoon showed the same way for me, just chaos on screen, but with three being my first, totally changed my mind with controller in hand. Yeah, yeah, and that's how this game will be too. I have no doubt, honestly, and I have a feeling it's gonna have uh so much content that there may be one or two modes that really resonate with you, and then the other ones may not. But I think you're gonna like it. Paradigm TV says, "Are the splash screen designs and the announcer style taken from Smash, or did the OG AirRiders have that style?" So I didn't play the OG, but they did show. They've shown a handful of screens, and very much if you go look at Melee and you look at the first Air Ride, they have very similar design choices for those splash screens and whatnot. Uh, so it is you can see some of the design from Ultimate kind of coming over into this game as well. And I think they're fantastic. The way the little like it looked like a little block Kirby on the little machine would move depending on where you went in the menu. Like this game, and I said it during the presentation, this game just oozes charm. Like there's so much charm here. And I'm what's crazy, like I've been playing Kirby Starcross Worlds and the Forgotten Land again. I just recently beat that. And I'm kind of stoked about Kirby right now. Like I'm kind of glad to see that he's he's getting all this love, and that like it doesn't this feels like the Kirby game I've wanted for a while, which I didn't necessarily think that at first, but after today's presentation, I'm like, yo, there's nostalgia in here. There is so much care and detail in here. It just feels like an absolute passion project, and that's going to it comes through when you play it. It comes through when you play it. So the last thing Nate said when he was talking about Splatoon 3 is that, after playing it, he loved it. And so I think that's going to be the case for this one. The moment we've all gone hands on with the demo, I'm going to do another one of these shows, and I want to hear from you guys. I really really want to hear from you and see what you thought of the demo, and if you still feel like it's chaos again. Once you play it, to me, it gets to be far more controlled chaos. I also love like I also love the fact that like they have like a free roam that they're showing right now. You can fly wherever you want. I know firsthand from like the way my kids used to play games and stuff, they love this kind of stuff. It's not something I'm probably gonna really do. I'm not gonna jump into free roam. I mean, maybe, but it's not something I expect to do. But kids love that freedom. You look at games like Minecraft and stuff like that, where it's like they can just go where they want. They enjoy that stuff. They really enjoy it. So I think that's another element of this that like for younger gamers, they're gonna have a really good time with it. They also they also mentioned accessibility to the point that you could play this game with one hand. It's so customizable, which is also pretty crazy. And I love that. It's gonna be more accessible for people, and that's a really good thing. A really good thing. So Paradigm TV says my son, who is 6, loves free roam. Yeah. My girlfriend's daughter, 4 years old, I mean, just turned 4, at 3, loved going into free roam. It didn't have to worry about trying to like being confined to the track, uh, and trying to finish a race. It was just fun for her at her, skill level and age to just be able to free roam. And I guarantee she'll do the same here. I hand her the controller for Donkey Kong, and she's just like, she doesn't care about the missions. She just wants to roam around. and get to experience the world. And that's great. And it starts to, to grow that next generation of gamers at a very young age. And I love that. I love it. So, well, that is going to do it for this episode of NPC. Guys, thank you so much. We will be discussing this game and more on the full episode of NPC later tonight. And I've also got 2 episodes of the Mario Drive happening tonight, with one with Nintendo Land and the other with Much Games. So it's gonna be a lot of content in your feed. So I hope you're ready. Thanks so much for everything, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Remember, play it loud.